Gordon goes foreign. Most of the time, Sodor engines only take their trains as far as the end of the line. And an engine from the mainland will come and take them from there. These engines will stay the night and go on the next morning. One morning, Gordon was idling at the station when a large green engine from the mainland pulled in with passengers. The engine was from the LMS. Gordon had spoken to LMS engines before, and usually found them polite. "Good morning," said Gordon, but the engine from the big city just ignored him. Where are you from?" "London," answered the engine. "Ah, yes, London. I worked there when I was young and green." "Do you know the place?" asked Gordon. "The station's called King's Cross, and it's a very fine station indeed." "Huh! King's Cross!" snorted the engine. "The station at London is Houston. If you had any sense, you would know that." "Pah! I've got sense. Plenty more than you, it seems." "Hiya, you two. What's all the noise?" "This idiot says the station at London is Houston," replied Gordon. "Duck, a smart engine like yourself should know it's King's Cross." "Oh, rubbish, both of you. It's Paddington," retorted Duck. "I should know. I worked there before I came here." "Well, I've never heard so much foolishness. I better go fetch my train before you two make me lose my temper." And Gordon puffed away to collect his coaches. He had had enough. That night, Gordon returned very tired, but still wanted to be right. "Oh, we've heard enough from these two all day, Gordon. Don't even start it." "I won't, as long as he admits it's King's Cross, Paddington, Houston." "Oh, for goodness sake." Poor Henry and James were kept up all night with arguments over stations. The three engines wouldn't stop. Gordon and Duck didn't even stop when the big engine left next morning. "Stupid thing," muttered Gordon. "He's gone. Now will you please be quiet?" demanded James. All right, but I know I'm right, though." Fine, you're right. Now will you please just leave?" pleaded Henry, but Gordon wasn't done. "I know it's King's Cross. It just has to be. I'll go and prove it if I have to." But that was easier said than done. Gordon had a few plans, though. The next morning, Gordon was approaching Barrow with the express. "Okay, slow up, old boy. Steady as you go." Gordon had heard his driver, but he had no plans to stop. As he approached the station, his driver eased him off and prepared to stop. Gordon had other ideas. "Oh no, we don't!" Gordon blasted right through the station and kept going until his driver screamed the brakes hard on. Bother! The next day, he tried again. The fireman went to uncouple Gordon to be turned around. Gordon, with plenty of steam, had other ideas. He tried to start off before his fireman could uncouple the coaches, but his driver quickly checked him. That night at the sheds, Sir Topham Hatt was very cross with Gordon. "This nonsense has to stop, Gordon," he boomed. You could have run into another train yesterday, or caused a serious accident today. I'm very sorry, sir, replied Gordon. A simple sorry won't suffice. You're on freight duty with Henry until further notice, and James will take the express in your place. Gordon felt miserable, but James was delighted. Serves you right for keeping Henry and I up all night. Oh, do be quiet, groaned Gordon from within the shed. You know, I haven't been to Barrow in ages. Not many people have seen my oh-so-splendid coat of paint, you know. Oh, and you know what else? Maybe I'll do the job so much better than you that Sir Topham Hatt will let me go to London while you're on freight duty. Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious? Ha, ha, ha. For the following week, James pulled the express from Knapford to Barrow like clockwork. He was enjoying himself immensely, but Gordon was furious and rude to everyone he met. One morning, Gordon was filling up with coal when James pulled away with the express. Goodbye, Gordon. See you tomorrow, James chuckled as he went out of sight. Show off, muttered Gordon. Soon, Sir Topham Hatt came to see him. Ah, Gordon, I need you to take a freight train to Vickerstown. You can rest there for the night and come back tomorrow. Now off you go, please. Right away, sir. Gordon collected his train and headed on down the line. A freight train, he moaned. I'll never get to London now. The shame, oh the shame. Soon, Gordon reached the yard. He left his train in the sidings and wanted to go to the sheds for a rest, but the signal was red. Oh, come on now! What's the hold-up? Grumbled Gordon. Hold on a minute, Gordon, called the driver. We're probably waiting for James to come back from Barrow. Won't be too much longer, I'm sure, but it would be. At Barrow, the other engine for the express was late, and James had lost patience. That's it! I'll take this thing to London myself, James insisted. With plenty of steam, he rolled forward. His driver wasn't paying any attention and couldn't stop him in time. James rolled right through the signal, and he ran right into the other engine who came for the express. Luckily, no one was hurt, and the coaches remained on the rails, but everything was in a mess. You stupid engine, said the station master. Look what you've done. Now nothing else can get in or out. Humph. James just sulked as his driver went to make a phone call. Back at Vickerstown, Gordon was still waiting at his signal when a porter ran up to his cab and spoke to his fireman. Hey, can you come to the station for a moment? Well, of course. 1 second. A few minutes later, Gordon's fireman came running back looking excited. Well, fireman, what's happened? Asked the driver. You aren't going to believe this. James had an accident with the other railway engine for the express, and we're to take it to London. I telephoned Sir Topham Hatt, and he agreed. Ha! Just fine. Let's show them what Sir Topham Hatt's engines are made of. At Barrow, Gordon pulled up to James. Well, James, you were almost correct, laughed Gordon. You pulled the express so well that one of us is going to London, but it doesn't seem to be you. Ha 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 ha. It was only a few minutes before the whistle blew, but to Gordon it felt like hours. Finally the whistle blew and the green flag waved. Gordon was off. Come on, come on, come on, cried Gordon to the coaches. We're going to town! We're going to town! They sang. The journey to London felt like forever, but Gordon didn't mind. He had a nice long run to stretch his wheels. Towns, houses, bridges, and other engines flew by as Gordon went along. But it wasn't too much longer when London came into sight. As Gordon approached the station, he found something to be very wrong. What? No, no, it can't be! What is this rubbish? Huffed Gordon. But before his driver could answer, they were surrounded by camera flashes and screaming people The express passengers barely had room to get off. "Well, would you look at this, Gordon? They've all come for you," shouted the driver. Gordon enjoyed the publicity, but was cross anyway. Soon it was time to go. He didn't say a word the entire journey back. The next day, Sir Topham Hatt was enjoying buttered toast and marmalade for breakfast, when the station master knocked on his door and came in. "Have you heard, sir?" called the station master. "What is it? Has James been brought back from Barrow yet?" Not that, sir, but look at this." The station master pulled out a newspaper with headlines reading, "Famous Engine at London Station." "Goodness me, there's Gordon, and he's made headlines too. Ha ha ha. I bet he was loving this." The next morning, Gordon returned to Knapford. "I see you had a grand welcome in London," smiled Sir Topham Hatt. "We sure did, sir," called the driver. "We signed autographs till our arms ached." "Good, good. Oh, and did you enjoy yourself, Gordon?" "Certainly not," grumbled Gordon. "The whole thing is all wrong. I know I saw King's Cross, but before I knew it, I arrived at some place called St. Pancras. They've changed it." Sir Topham Hatt laughed. "Oh, you are wrong, Gordon. King's Cross and St. Pancras are directly next to each other. I don't want to hear any more about it, and I don't want to go back, ever." "Well then, I suppose you shall have it your way." "I certainly will." "Humph." From that day on, Gordon went on pulling his express from Knapford to Barrow. He did this every day without change, and there was no more talk about going foreign.